What's going on, fellas? So today I'm going to show you how to build a magnetic aura that commands attention. All right, G. So today I'm going to teach you about presence. I'm going to show you how and why your aura will determine not only how people treat you, how people perceive you, how people interact with you. The results and outcomes that you get from the world will be based on your aura, your presence, and your vibration. All right, guys. Now, what's presence? Presence is something that people feel before you speak a word. When you walk into most rooms, guys, people feel your presence. People feel your aura. People definitely feel your energy. Whether your energy is good, whether it's bad, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, even if it's neutral, people can feel it before you even open your mouth and introduce yourself. So noticing, being aware, and being conscious about your energy is very important. This is something that people subconsciously feel when they're in your presence. All right, G. So take notes and pay attention. Now, first rule of a magnetic aura, G, is calm and collected energy. All right, fellas. Now, I'm going to get practical with this because I'm going to show you how to do this. A lot of this has to do with your emotions. All right, fellas. Little do you know, when you wake up, and you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you rushing and you all over the place and you're scrambling around trying to get your shit together. You grab your keys, grab your wallet, grab your phone. You rush out the door. You're weaving through traffic. You almost got into a car accident. You about 2.5 minutes late from work. You rushing, you dropping your papers and everything. You say hi to a few people, but you're not present. All right, G, why are you not present? Because, first of all, you didn't wake up on time. So you didn't do your little morning routine. So your mind is scattered. And then second, you have anxiety. Why? Because you're not prepared for the day. So you don't even know what's coming. So you're just moving like a leaf through life. Wherever the wind blows, that's where you're going. Now, the thing about this, G, when you interact with people, even if you don't say anything and you look calm, people can feel that internal battle going on through your head. It's just how it works. You ever stood next to somebody and when you stood next to them, you just felt different? It's like the energy and the atmosphere in the room shift. All right, fellas, what that is presence, that's energy, and that's that person's vibration. And it also has a lot to do with your energy as well. All right, fellas, so being present is important. One thing I'm going to tell you to do, G, is when you're moving through life, I want you to slow down. All right. I'm all about high performance. I'm all about being effective and proactive. But some of you guys need to slow down. All right. You're too rushed. You wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is you check your phone. You don't even ask yourself how you feeling today. You just grab your phone, G, and then you got all these colorful apps. And all these apps are throwing you in different directions. You're checking your email. You realize you forgot to do something for work. Now you stressing. You looked at your social media page and that girl that you DM'd a week ago still ain't hit your ass back. So now you stressing some more. And then you checking some other messages and you realize you didn't reply to some other people because you fell asleep that night. And also you done looked on Instagram and read a bunch of bad news. Because that's all social media is from time to time, G. Bad news. So a lot of you guys start your day with this. And then you wonder why your energy is off. And you wonder why you can't fully connect with people. And you wonder why you can't relate to people. And the whole time, ain't nothing wrong with you, G. You just need to slow down. One of the things that ironically has made me more productive and that has increased my performance is doing less, G. I used to think that I had to do more to get more. Yes, that is true. But most things in life, G, especially when it comes to money and energy and connections with people, is you doing less. You slowing down and being present. Because when you slow down and be present, you notice things. I'll get real practical. I talked to you guys about micro expressions, all right, fellas? And a lot of you guys chase people and you chase women, and because you're not present and you're scatterbrained, you can't even notice the micro expressions that they give you, and those micro expressions will show you how they really feel about you. So some of you guys spend months, years, not knowing or even wondering how somebody feels about you because you ain't present. But if you just slow down, your vision gets sharper, your hearing gets clearer, your mind starts to work like a fucking machine, and you can notice little small shit, and you can cut people off easily. I got a bull bullshit detector, all right? I don't want to go off topic, but I got a bullshit detector, G. And the reason why I got this is because I'm present. All right, fellas, and I'm vibrating on a different frequency. So you can't lie to me. You can't tell me no bullshit and have me believe it, G, because I'll look through your soul and I'll find out the truth. All right, fellas, this is what happens when you're on a different level of aura. You know this shit and you can see shit in other people. I ain't saying you a psychic, G, but it's not only about how people see you. It's what you can actually see when you're present. All right, now let's talk about energy. All right, fellas. Now, remember I say how to get anything out of life. You got to start with purpose. All right, fellas. If you lock in on your purpose, I guarantee you your life will change. If you start making decisions from purpose, practical, strategic, methodical decisions from purpose, as far as how you spend your money, how you spend your time, what time you wake up in the morning, what time you go to bed, what type of food you put in your body, your habits, what type of vices you need to let go at certain points in your life. When you lead with purpose, G, this is the foundation. All right, fellas. Now, let me show you a problem. Sometimes it ain't about purpose. Because some of you guys are on your purpose. Some of you guys are working real hard and you're hustling and you're grinding. But you're wondering why your aura is off. It's because you're not aligned. And I'm going to show you why you're not aligned. All right, fellas? But let me give you an example of somebody who is aligned. And let me show you somebody who has a magnetic aura. All right, G? First of all, your intentions. All right, G? When you are moving with good intent, you may be on your purpose. All right, G? It's a different. I'm going to show you the difference. When you're moving with good intention and you're moving genuinely out of love and you're not trying to get over on nobody or scam anybody. Let's say you got a business or you got a service and you offer a service that costs a certain amount. If you are giving more than you're being paid for, I guarantee you, you will have a magnetic aura and you will get good results from God or the universe or whatever you believe in. I guarantee you, because that's all God wants. He don't want you to be perfect. He just wants you to have good intentions. All right, fellas, let me give you another part of this, of alignment. It's action. All right, fellas, it is not all about intentions. You may mean to do something, but if you don't do it, what's the fucking point? All right, fellas, this is the thing about aura, G. People can smell when you not only have good intentions, but when you've done the work, fellas. You get scars when you've done the work. You get certain lines in your face when you've done the work, all right, fellas? You look a little bit aged and seasoned in the eyes when you've done the work. People can look through your soul and tell when you apply action or when you actually apply pressure in life. Now, the next thing is energy. All right, fellas. And this is simple. You can either have good energy or bad energy. And this is all going to be based on your intentions and your actions. If you have good intentions, you feel good. So you're going to have good energy. Why? Because you ain't looking over your shoulder trying to cover up lies. All right, fellas. And when you're moving on purpose and you're actually doing stuff, you get the fulfillment of diligence and discipline. This will raise your confidence. This will raise your energy. Gee, watch this. And this is what raises your aura. And you vibrate differently, all right? And you almost have this halo effect where everything you touch turns into gold. All right, guys? Now, let me show you on the flip side. You got purpose, all right? Some men, matter of fact, all men usually start with purpose. And that's the foundation, so that's not a problem. But this is the issue, and this is why you repel women. This is why you repel opportunities. This is why your ass done looks max body game to the goddamn roof and you're still not getting results. Let me show you why. First of all, a lot of guys got a big ego. A lot of the reason why you on your purpose is not because that's your purpose. You're doing it because you're trying to prove something to somebody. You ain't even trying to prove nothing to yourself, G. I can see if you was lying to yourself and you trying to prove something to yourself and it's a lie, but you're trying to prove shit to people who don't matter. That's not alignment, fellas. This is alignment. All right, fellas, this all comes from soul. This all comes from God. This all comes from you. You on your purpose. But when you're doing shit to piss people off or make somebody look bad or make somebody jealous or prove somebody that you something that they said you not, that ain't gonna work. Why? Because your decisions are not based on intent. They're not based on real purpose. They're based on what somebody else said. Somebody that has nothing to do with your actual purpose. All right, fellas? Another thing, and this is even bigger, all right? Envy. A lot of you guys, you're on your purpose. But while you're running a race, you looking over next to the man next to you and you worried about what the fuck he doing. Worried about his technique. Worried about how fast he running. Worried about what he done drank or ate before the race. Gee, first of all, I'm going to tell you a secret of the universe. And I'm going to make this clear and I'm going to use old-fashioned language. Mind your damn business. All right, fellas, I can say this so many damn ways. But I tell this to my 4-year-old son, G. He always come to me snitching on his younger brother. I ain't gonna say my son's name on the video, but he did this, he did that. He was crying, he was doing that. So I'm like, G, worry about you, G. You got snot hanging out your nose, G. G, you got eye boogers in the middle of your goddamn eye. They say this in the Bible, G. Before you worry about somebody else, check that shit in your eye first. It's why y'all never see me talking shit about anybody, G. Because I gotta worry about myself. All right, it's not even about pointing anybody's flaws. It's about the good shit people doing. You worried about them. You hating on them. Gee, God ain't gonna bless you. God's sitting there the whole time looking down at you like, mind your damn business. This is how you vibrate higher. All right, guys. Now let me show you something else that's getting in your way and making you repel. Distractions. All right, fellas. What distractions, G? Gee, if you've been watching me for longer than 2 months, G, and you still ain't over this shit, something wrong, all right? Because I don't understand how I can be in your ear with my annoying ass voice and you still not get this. Gee, porn, video games, anything that doesn't give you more of this, more energy, you need to get rid of it. Gee, if you do it, let's make this simple, all right? And I ain't want to talk, all right? I'm just letting you know, because when you healed and you got over this shit, all you want to do is help another G out, all right? So let me help you. If you do it and by the time you done, you feel anything like remorse, guilt, shame, anxiety, depression, lack thereof, lethargy, scarcity, whatever, bro, anything negative or anything that you don't want to feel. Gee, if you want to feel bad, that's fine. If you love that come down hangover type shit after you done wasted yourself on your pants, if you like that shit, that's fine. But if you don't and you recognize the feeling, gee, be aware and stop doing it. Do you think after you jerk off and you done felt bad about yourself, do you think you're going to go out into the world and radiate power and radiate energy and radiate love and radiate positivity? It's not going to happen, G. People can smell it. Now check this out. The semen retention, G, because I don't want to feel like I'm calling anybody out. Let me help you understand the whole semen retention. It's not about actually ejaculating. What it's about is not needing it. All right, fellas, see, you guys think just because you don't bust a nut that you dope, fellas. That don't mean anything. Sometimes that just means you a loser and you can't get a woman. Because I know some men who can bust 3 nuts a day, but because they live in abundance and they don't need it, they just got women chasing them, it has the same effect as semen retention, all right, fellas? So do 2 things for me. Don't cope, all right, G, but understand the real purpose of what you're doing. All right, because some of you guys distracted with semen retention. You done put all the power on that and not on yourself. You done forgot why you doing it. So now your social skills gone. All right, fellas. So what does this do when you combine all this with your purpose? What this does is you still alive, G, but you got this dark cloud over you. You don't got the halo. You got this dark cloud over you, and wherever you go, it's like bad luck. It's like don't nobody like you. You put on the same outfit as the next dude. You do the same looks max as the next dude, but you don't get the results, and you looking at him wondering what's so different about him. Nothing, G. It's all up here. Y'all done did the same groundwork, but you ain't do the root work. All right, fellas? So it's up here. So it's not just about purpose all the time. Sometimes it's about intention. Sometimes it's about those things that you do in the dark when no one is watching. All right, fellas, that's my next point. My favorite fucking word, G. Silence. All right, what you do behind closed doors. It is 10 times more effective on you, your life, your productivity, your results, your energy. It is 10 times more effective on those things than the things you do in public and what people see. All right, fellas, the things you do behind closed doors, the discipline, all the self-reflection, all the work, all the crying, the stressing, the stand up all night. Gee, you know why? Can't no man in any field that I get in any industry, in any niche, can't compete with me because I do more behind closed doors than the shit you see in public. All right, fellas, that's how you crack the goddamn code. Most guys just want the world to see them, so they do more in public than they do in the dark. But I guarantee you, the world will feel your discipline. The world will feel the shit you do in silence because it's going to radiate out of you. This is done through, like I said, discipline. Doing what you say you're going to do when you're going to do it. This is the cornerstone, G, of your energy, of your aura. When you tell yourself you're going to do something, ain't nobody around, and then you do it, how good you feel? You feel like a fuck. It don't matter what it is, G. It don't matter what it is. You could have told yourself you was going to wake up at 5. And that's it. You ain't say you was going to work out. You just say you was going to wake up at 5. And you wake up at 5 and you sit around doing nothing, twiddling your thumbs. You going to feel some sense of accomplishment, G. I guarantee you. Just because you said something and you did it. You're no longer a sayer. Now you're a doer. The next pillar of the work that needs to be done in the dark, and this is going to hit some of you guys in the chest, is healing. All right? Let me point out a specific point about this. You know I tell you guys not to cry? I just mean don't cry in front of women. All right, fellas? That's the only time I say don't cry. I never say not to cry. I just say don't cry in front of women. I say go out on the patio and cry. Go take a drive and cry. Go with your homeboys and cry. Don't cry in front of women. But, fellas, sometimes you need to cry because sometimes you need to heal. Some of you guys, sometimes you need to heal from your childhood traumas. Sometimes some of you guys need to heal from this red pill shit you've been indoctrinated with. All right, I ain't gonna jump too deep into that, but I'm just saying, some of you guys need to heal. That's why you're not attracting women. All right, fellas, another thing, next to discipline, is self-control. All right, G, self-control. Fellas, you are a man. I know at some point a few women gonna watch this. But fellas, speaking to you guys, you are a man. Self-control. G, remember, self. If you can't control yourself, there's nothing in life you can't control. You can't control a woman. You can't control your money. You can't control your health. You can't control your kids. You can't control the people that you're trying to influence. You can't control your purpose. You can't even control your energy, G. All right, fellas, some days you're going to have good days. Some days you're going to have bad days. And that's all going to be based on pure luck. No divine alignment in that at all. Just pure luck. Just a random flip of the coin. All right, that's the only time you're going to have results. So self-control. When you get control of yourself, when you get control of your habits, all right, G, of your schedule, i.e. your time, i.e. no white space on the calendar. Gee, you take care of all these things. All right, this may be a lot for you guys because this is a total transformation. I'm just giving you what you need. You don't have to do this all at once. But you need to start taking notes and knocking these things out and checking these boxes. Because once you knock out all these things and you level up, I guarantee you a better life won't be the issue. You just going to want a greater life after that. All right, fellas? Now, let's talk about something a little bit more practical, fellas. Hope you guys keeping up. Hope you're having a great time. Let's talk about style and speech. Some practical, tangible things that you can do to increase your magnetic aura. I know some of you guys have been waiting on this. You've been waiting on the looks maxing and the style. So let's get right into it. Now, if some of you guys haven't noticed, on my recent videos, I want to say like my last 10 videos, my style has changed. All right, you guys see me with more jewelry. I got the nice fitted shirts on. I used to wear like the oversized printed shirts. I'll mix and dabble in between with the muscle shirts and all that stuff. But G, you got to hone in on your style. And at some point as a grown man, you got to find a style and a style that works for you. All right, guys, I'm not all into what you should wear. I'm just saying when you wear it with intention. Wear it for a purpose. Wear it because you want it to take you to a next level. Gee, I done got to the point to where I don't dress just to look good. Yes, that's part of it, but I dress with intent. I dress for the outcomes that I want. All right, fellas? So, something about style is grooming. All right, fellas? Look, fellas, especially when it comes to women. You want to increase your aura? Pay attention to the details. You got to micromanage this shit to a degree. Now, I'm not saying you should be in the mirror like a woman, but come up with a routine. Something that works for you that helps you look the best you can look. I guarantee you, people not only going to see that you look good, but they going to see the effort that you put into looking good. All right, guys, that matters. So for all my looks maxing guys, You got that part. Next thing, and we're going to move over to speech, is your voice. All right, guys, I don't care how deep your voice is. I don't care how high pitched your voice is. Some people say my voice is deep. Some people say my voice is annoying. Gee, I don't give a damn. I got my voice. I've locked in on my voice and it works for me. So I got to the point where I don't try to sound like anybody else. You need to get to that point. The reason why you don't have a magnetic aura is because you try to sound like and talk like somebody else, and the women and the people and the business partners and the person who interviewing you, they can tell it ain't you. I got this thing where I feel like your voice match your face. And if I talk to you and your voice don't match your face while I'm looking at you, it's going to piss me off and it's going to annoy me. And I'm going to think you playing and you're lying about who you are. All right, G? That's a joke. But you get what I'm saying. Be your damn self. Be the best version of yourself. Talk better. Become more articulate. Expand your vocabulary. Talk slower and more methodically and intentional, but be your damn self. All right, fellas? Another thing about and this is very important, fellas, this is body language. This is primitive. Another thing about your style and your speech is your posture, all right? Remember I said, without saying a word, before you open your mouth. Gee, let me ask you a question. If you walk in the gym, all right, and you walk in like this, head up, shoulders back, and you in the room. All right, yeah, you probably scan the room because you're looking for danger, but you're in the room. I guarantee you, when you walk in that room, it's just a natural thing. Because you're dominant and you have a dominant aura and presence, people are going to naturally feel you walk in the room. All right, and if people don't turn around, way back in the day, they would die being that damn unaware of danger. Because when you walk in chest up, shoulders back, what do you signal? You signal that you're a predator and you're ready to attack and dominate. But when you walk in, slouched, head down, all droopy, you looking like this, G, like you got a fucking crook in your neck, I guarantee you, ain't nobody gonna even care. Why? Because you're not a threat. You're not danger. Fellas, this is primitive. This is energy. And people feel it. Guys, I don't care if you're having the worst day of your goddamn life. When you walk in the room, stand the fuck up tall. Yeah, I said your internal dialogue and what you thinking and your internal energy matters. But sometimes, you know how they say you gotta fake it till you make it? Gee, that's case by case. Sometimes you gotta fake it. Act fake a smile, G. Wipe your damn face before you walk in the room. Alright? We ain't all gonna have great days. I got a great life, G. But every day ain't perfect. Alright, fella? Especially when you got a lot of shit going on. But sometimes you gotta wipe your face, G. Wipe that shit off. Alright? A lot of you guys carry your problems in your posture. Now, last two things I want to talk about, fellas. And the two most important points for the day. All right. One thing, and this is what's going to happen if you pay attention to what I'm talking about today. If you pay attention to what I'm talking about today, you're going to realize two things. There's a good side to having a magnetic aura. People are going to love you. People are going to admire you. You will get lucky. And as my channel progresses, I'm going to talk more and more about this. But people will love you. People will like you. You will get lucky. You will get admiration. You will get opportunities that it feels like they've been hiding for years and they just came out of nowhere. This will happen when you move differently. Those gym crushes you had, G, that chick that never talked to you, she gonna randomly approach you, G. I guarantee you if you're locking on what I'm saying. But with everything in life, G, with everything, there's day and there's night. There's up and there's down. Sunshine and rain. Good and bad. Yin and yang. All right, so that's what you got to understand about life, G. Life ain't perfect. And when it feels perfect, just know sooner or later, it's about to get bad, G. You're either going into a storm, you're in a storm, or you're coming out of one. I just laid this out in 18 fucking different ways to show you that life ain't all peachy cream. So just like people will like you, they will be intimidated by you. Just like when you go out in the public and everybody's smiling and waving, how you doing? Hi, oh my God, that's such a great shirt you have on. Same way, motherfuckers gonna look at you and be like, who this motherfucker think he is? It's gonna happen, G, so get ready for it. So that don't mean you're vibrating low just because people don't like you and they're intimidated by you. That's the nature of the game. There's day and night. Everybody ain't gonna like you. And as a matter of fact, when you understand this, you start programming your mind to where when you go places, if at least 25% of people in the building don't like you, you're not doing something right. I guarantee you. If at least I ain't say 50, G, that's too many, all right? If at least 25% of the people 1 out of 4 people don't like you in that room, that's perfect. I mean, you doing your damn job. All right, fellas, I guarantee you. See, this thing about magnetic aura, you think everybody gonna like your ass. And you think you just gonna be walking through fucking rainbows and butterflies, goddamn cupcakes and fucking cherry lollipops coming out the sky. Nah, G, it don't work like that. Motherfuckers gonna hate you. And this is really how it works. When you're vibrating high like that and you got a magnetic aura, it's either day or night. It's never gray. Either motherfucker really like you or they really hate you. You guys who on this journey already, who this ain't new to, you know what I'm talking about. It's just like this, fellas. It's either day or night. Ain't nobody neutral. Ain't nobody just coming up to you like, hey, how you doing? People either like, oh my God, it's so great to see you. Or people like, bitch. One of the two. All right, fellas. Now, another thing is you're going to be misunderstood. People are going to think you're cocky. People are going to think you're arrogant. Why? Because you got confidence. Because when you vibrate high, you got a magnetic aura, and you get good energy from everybody, or most people, like I said, most people, you walk different, G. You feel good. G, when you done went to the gym and like 5 chicks done gave you the, ooh, you know, flip their head back, you know what I'm saying? One of them done walked up to you. You had a few dudes come compliment you about your arms. G, you gonna walk out the gym feeling good. You ain't even have to have a good workout. That was your workout. All them damn compliments and looks. You gonna feel good. So when you're walking around, flowing through life like a damn G, people gonna hate, bro. Guarantee you. And not only are they gonna hate, but they gonna misunderstand you. They gonna call you cocky, arrogant when you're living life and they not. I got many stories. I just don't want to tell any of them. It's too many. I can't even pinpoint one of them. All right, fellas? So understand this. It will intimidate people. Everybody ain't gonna like your aura. All right, fellas? Some people get the aura that I'm talking about and they run from it. Why? Because one, sometimes people can't even handle all the good shit. They're like, too many people love me. I'm getting too lucky. Let me self-sabotage. But then there are some people that can't handle the downside of it. They can't handle the fact that they can't relate to people no more. Gee, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to relate to people who are low vibrational, G. Then that's the problem. I'm going to end with this. A lot of you guys do what I was talking about earlier, and you start with good intentions. You have action. You apply pressure. You have good energy. You get the results. You radiate high. You get high vibrational energy to where everything you touch turns into gold. And then you got your homeboy down here or your ex down here, and they still vibrating low, and they want to pull your ass back down. Instead of you keep going up, you mad because they don't want to talk to you no more. They don't like you. So you say it's better for that connection than me have alignment. No, because really it's not really a connection because it's misaligned. You're vibrating high. They're vibrating low. You guys don't align. That's why nothing works out when you interact with those people. And that's why it feels like soon as you detach yourself from certain people, life just get better, right? Think about that. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Share this video with a homeboy and some friends and family that this will help out. All right, guys? And if you haven't visited my store, thetoptierman.com is where you can get your top tier charisma fragrance as well as the Superman, guys. Those are available right now. Those are going fast. We're about to sell out a few bottles, a few sizes. All right, guys? So make sure you tap in. Appreciate you guys for tuning in today. It's your boy, KD. We out here, baby.